All right, what's up, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Let's talk Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. I did a video last week, basically going off about how they haven't fought each other and they've been in the mix all these years. I mean, they both fought at 154. They both had titles at 154. Now they're both at 160. They're both fighting at 160. They both hold titles at 160, and they still haven't fought each other. And it was a totally random video. I mean, I guess I made the video because I was just tired of hearing all the Canelo talk about Canelo and Triple G and how Charlo and Andre are being ducked by those two. And I'm saying to myself, man, I've been making videos on these two for years. How many videos have I made about Andre possibly fighting the Charlo twins, Arislani Lara, and more fighters? I'm happy with the fact that Jermall Charlo did fight J Rock, and Austin Trout at that time. I thought those were good fights. Those are fights that I did want to see too. But I really wanted to see Andrade and one of the Charlo twins. I really wanted to see Andrade against Arislani Lara. And I made videos, and one of my biggest videos I've ever made years ago was a video I did about Demetrius Andrade. And people still watch that video where I talked about him and how everything with his promoter and how the Rock Nation deal didn't work out, the Showtime deal didn't work out, and all these fights that we could have saw that we didn't see at 154. He held the title, he got stripped. Now he's moved to 160. He won a title now at 160. He got screwed in a Billy Joe Saunders situation, but now it seems like they're both waiting for a big fight against or Triple G. Okay, and it's like, all right, everybody's focus is on that, but I'm like, hey, wait, hold on. You two are in the same division, all right? You're in the same division. You both hold titles. You both don't have any significant fights coming up. That's no disrespect to Dennis Hogan. He's a good fighter. All right. He made me a believer when he outboxed Jaime Munguia and got robbed. That was a robbery. So I definitely respect his skills. He's skilled. All right. And I think he's better than anyone that Andre faced outside of Selesky. He's better than anybody at 160 that Andre faced. And Dennis Hogan is better than anyone that Jermall Charlo faced outside of Matt Korobov at 160. We're talking 160, not 154. So I do believe Dennis Hogan is better than the majority guys that these two have fought at 160. But they are both champions. Why are we not getting a unification match? And that was the point. I was saying I wasn't dissing neither one of them. I wasn't going at neither one of them, being showing any kind of favoritism. But what I was saying is you guys are in the same division. You have beef. All right. There's a lot of talking in interviews. A lot of Andre was showing up at their press conference, or they would run into each other and at fights, and there's a lot of talking between the two. Yet neither Charlo or Andre has fought each other yet, and we're going into 2020 now. We're going into 2020. So I basically went off about that in that video. A few days later, Charlo has a press conference with Dennis Hogan. All right, and he gave some interviews, and he basically said, "Listen, I have no problems with fighting Chenny Demetrius Andrade. Like to hear that. I like to hear that talk." All right. He further said that I have no problem with signing a one fight deal with the Zone to fight one of these guys at the Zone. You know, I like to hear that because this is something that we have to do to make these fights work out. Okay. When you're in a division, like a Jermall Charlo, when you're in the division where the majority of the top fighters is on a different network or with a different promoter, you have to do what you have to do to get the fights done. You know, same thing what's going on with Bud right now. Look what's happening with him. He's with Top Rank, and all of the other guys are with PBC. Okay, unfortunately for Jermall, he's on the PBC side, and Canelo, Golovkin, Andre, they're all on the zone side. The zone side. They have different promoters, but they're all with the zone. So fights can be made. So I'm glad that Jermall called him out I hope he's really willing to do that one fight deal and go back over there and try to at least at bare minimum fight Andrade. But I think it has to be Andrade, to be real. Like, it has to be Andrade. I would like Jermall or Andrade to fight Triple G or Canelo. I would love to see those fights. But to be honest, you have Canelo over here. You have Canelo that is fighting Sergey Kovalev. All right, he just fought Triple G, Daniel Jacobs, and now he's fighting Sergey Kovalev since last year. All right, I know he fought Rocky Fielding. He fought Rocky Fielding, but Jermall and Andre are fighting a lot of Rocky Fieldings. I know Rocky Fielding is a fight that was an easy fight for Canelo. We all agreed that before the fight. It was an easy fight, right? He goes up to 168, fights a really big, tall guy. But that guy is not in Canelo's class or anywhere near it. All right? So we agreed to that. But Andrade and Jermall are fighting Rocky Fieldings regularly, like on a regular. Right now, Selesky's cool. That was a good fight. You know, Jermall, I like I'll give him a lot. I'm gonna give him a lot more credit for fighting. Who's the guy he struggled with? I just brought him up. Matt Korobov. Matt Korobov was never supposed to be a replacement fighter. They made a big mistake by doing that. That's someone that you go into camp and train for and prepare for. I know. I think the only reason why that fight was as competitive as it was is because Matt Korobov hasn't been that active and he's older. But I think that Matt Korobov was one of the few people that I wanted to see fight Triple G at one point when Triple G was really running the division. Like, that was a guy that you really prepare for. Matt Korobov is above all of these other fighters that Jermall has been facing at 160. So I give him a lot of credit for taking that fight. The other fights, Highland, Centennial Jr., Highland, he had to fight Highland. I mean, that was a WBC eliminator, title eliminator fight. So he had to take that fight. But it wasn't a good fighter. Centennial wasn't that good. Brandon Adams, like him, but he's not that good. We knew Jermall was winning all those guys. We know he's going to beat them. Jermall and Andrade need to fight each other. Because it's a unification match, and if either Triple G or Canelo is gonna fight you, they're not gonna fight you. They may not still fight you, but at bare minimum, you guys, Andre and Charlo, got to take some type of risk. They have to. They have to take some type of risk in order to get a big fight, especially with Canelo. Especially with him. You gotta have to take some type of challenge. You gotta have to do it. Because you say what you want, people could talk trash about Canelo all the time. He's taken risk throughout his career. Alright. Lara was one of those guys I didn't think Canelo would fight at all. Lara came to his press conference, called him out to his face. And Canelo made the fight happen. And regardless of whether or not I think Canelo won or not, I respect him for fighting Lara, because that's a fight that no one really wanted to take. Even Triple G didn't want to take it, and he was at 160. He fought Willie Monroe instead. He fought a similar Lara, but not Lara. And that's no disrespect to Willie. I like Willie. I like him a lot. It's just that I think, I'm being honest, I think Lara's a better fighter. All right, so I think these two. I like the fact that Jermall is talking. He's starting to talk. I felt like, damn, as soon as I saw that interview, I was like, oh, man, like, they must have just saw my interview or something, because it was perfect timing. I mean, this is literally a few days after, and I'm like, man, I'm glad Jermall said that. I hope he's willing to really go to DAZN and fight one of these guys, and I hope it's Andre. I really hope it is Andre, because I don't want him to wait. I don't want Andre or Charlo to wait around anymore for Triple G or Canelo. Just do what you got to do, bro, because these guys, they're not worried about fighting you. and they're not gonna fight you, especially Canelo. I can see guys getting on Triple G a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he didn't have a title, it was like, dude, what are you doing? You know, but he did pick up a title fight, Demetrius, in a fight that I was happy with, a fight that I did want it, and I thought it was a legit fight. So I'm not mad at Triple G. But Charlo and Andre, y'all gotta fight. Y'all gotta take some type of risk, bro. You have to do it. You know, and this is a real fan that's telling you to do it. This is not no hater. There's a lot of haters on here and whatever. No, I'm telling you as a fan, one of you guys got to take some type of risk. You got to take a risk. You got to take a dangerous fight. You know, at 160, you have to do it. It's time. And I think the dangerous fight is each other. Go to the zone, you know, work it out. PBC, Al Heyman, Eddie Hearn, you guys got to figure something out. Work it out. You know, I don't know how you're going to do with the money. I don't know. Charlo's going to the zone. You know, I don't know, it's 50-50, 55-45, whatever. Do whatever y'all got to do, but make that fight happen. Pay up the money. And promoters, managers, advisors. I mean, I say promoters, advisors. Work it out. You got to pay up, make up, you know, take some kind of risk. Eddie Hearn, on your end, if you have to pay Jermall, that's the only way you're going to get Andre. If you really want Andre to fight a top level fighter, pay up. Pay Jermall, get him to come over there, all right, and work it out. Because that's your investment. Andrade is your investment. Make it work. You got to do it, all right? Or vice versa. Whatever way it works, one of y'all, yeah, both of y'all got to work it out. Or, you know, Ludabella, whoever's a promoter, work it out. We got to get this fight popping. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know what you think in the comment. I really, really want to see this fight, man. Really, really want to see this fight. And if Jermall could get over to the zone, get that, at least get that, so we can start the conversation. Go on the zone. You get that Andrade win. Andrade is undefeated. He's a champion. Plus, you guys will be unified. You'll be the only unified fighters at 160. Now you have something to work with. Because Canelo, I don't believe Canelo's still going to fight at 160 again. I believe so. So now you have something to work with. You know, you're coming in with 2 titles. So, you know, and then you beat an undefeated fighter. That's dangerous. They're both dangerous. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. All right. So, subscribe, support the channel. Peace.